There's zero chance that all the water here can be like totally hot and burn your hand off. I don't believe it. Yeah, maybe over there, but like, come on. This section right here, it's not even that hot.
Something that had been on our bucket list for quite some time was to visit Yellowstone National Park. Prior to visiting, most people don't realize that the park itself stretches into 3 different states: Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. It's huge and impossible to see it all in a day. So we knew we needed to stay close by and divide the park into quadrants to visit over the course of a few days. We decided to stay in Big Sky, Montana during our visit because we travel with dogs. And the logistics of staying in the park would have meant camping. We just weren't ready yet. Just a side note though, this requires booking way in advance for both campers and those staying in the lodges. You have to plan if that is what you want. If you haven't seen our video about Ousel Falls, Patrick actually explains how we managed to avoid most of the lines and wait times while there.
First stop in Yellowstone National Park, came to the west entrance, drove about 20 miles, got really excited because we were able to see a buffalo. We saw a bison, that's what it was. We saw a bison on the side of the road. And now we're about to go see some geysers, so yeah, should be a great time. I see some of the steam coming out of the ground right now. Unstable ground, boiling water. Don't bring your dogs, don't bike, and definitely don't fly your drone around here.
So we're walking around the fountain paint pots. According to the map, it says that in the spring, because the air's still a little cooler, it's kind of like thin and soupy. But then by this time summer and as the year goes on, it becomes almost like mud pots, like giant mud pots. But you'll see when Patrick pans over, the water's so boiling below the surface that the trees don't even survive. They're white at the bottom. Look at this.
I mean, literally, it's so clear. It's like Caribbean water. It makes me want to jump in, but it's steaming and it'll kill you, you know? So, no, not doing it. Maybe for like a twink, I'll do it. But, yeah. And then made Vivian's magic potion.
Everybody hold your breath on the count of 3.
Our second stop was at Midway Geyser Basin to see Grand Prismatic. There is nothing like it. It's the largest hot spring in the US and the 3rd largest in the world. The bright, vivid colors in the spring are the result of the microbial mats around the edges of the mineral-rich water. The mats actually produce colors ranging from green to red, and the amount of color in the microbial mat depends on the ratio of chlorophyll to carotenoids and on the temperature gradient in the runoff. So basically, it's like nature's thermometer. Okay, so this is Excelsior Geyser right there, and it is dumping into this river, and then a ways up there, there's a great spot you can, or actually it could be behind us, there's a spot that I read you can swim because it makes it so that this water isn't so cold and that water isn't so hot. It's like perfect temperature. Our last stop on the first day was at Old Faithful Geyser. We grabbed ice cream and headed to the show. Unlike some of the other geothermal features in the park, this geyser is highly predictable. It has erupted every 44 minutes to 2 hours since the year 2000. It did not disappoint. Here's a fun fact for you. Old Faithful was used to launder clothes in the early days of the park. No joke, clothes were laid in the basin and shot out clean, except for wool, which was often just torn to shreds. All right, another national park tip. Everyone always told us to get here really super early, but we do national parks very similar to how we do Disney. We roll in after all the early morning all-dayers. The benefit of doing this trip is the fact that we can actually come here to the national park whenever we want over the course of a week, a month. So we don't have to do it like crazy people. So we got this, here we are, we're in line. Patrick's driving us in. We're headed in, worst view ever, through a buggy window. But we've got our America the Beautiful pass, gets us into all national parks. Show your ID. We're in, it's quick, it's painless. We don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. So you do you. If you're only here for a couple days, absolutely you want to be one of the first people here in line. But one of the best tips we got was actually from Patrick's uncle, who said,
his name is Patrick as well.
Yes.
So don't be confused.
Don't be confused. Great man, just like Patrick. He told us, go in the afternoon. Wait until like lunch, a little after lunch. Everybody's jonesing to get in the morning. They get in, they get past all the big stuff, and then you go in, you can see the animals come out in the evening, late afternoon. You can see all the same stuff, just different views with the sun setting. Great advice. So we're day 2, afternoon, and I gotta tell you, we got through probably a good, definitely a rock solid quadrant of the park yesterday. Maybe almost half, and now we're headed in today. Super excited. Patrick, any words of wisdom?
What you know about rolling down in...
Yeah, so a lot of the places we're seeing here in Yellowstone, I notice they're not all famously known locations. Like this one's called Gibbon's Waterfalls and Gibbon's Trail. In fact, I didn't even see it on the map, but we were end up just driving through and caught a glimpse of this beauty, so we had to stop. I'm gonna show you guys in just a second here what it is, but hopefully you can see behind me. It's one of those things where I don't even think this video is gonna do it justice, but you know, I could stare at it for about 7 minutes, just in a serene way. And I thought I'd do my best to at least try to show you what's up. Once again, just one of those places you gotta see for yourself in person. As great as these video cameras are, they're not doing the job to capture this beauty and this detail.
All right, we're headed to the thermal paint pots, the mud paint pots. It's a mixture of acid, volcanic acid, and it literally erodes the rock into this mud. But the trick is, it's about half mile in, half mile out. So I huffed it on this trail, only to realize I now have to hike all the way up that hill for a picture. The ground is so unstable. They do these boardwalks because you also just never know when one of these hot springs will emerge. And of course, it can be so dangerous for people. So you have to be very aware. So if you look closely, this is quite literally acid from the volcano eats through the rocks and makes these like sludgy, boiling mud pots. So there were definitely kids on the trail. We decided Patrick would stay in the car. He is in the parking lot. Kids are getting snacks, just relaxing in the air conditioning because it's a little hot. It's like only in the 80s, I would say, but there's not a ton of tree coverage when you're around these, you know, these hot springs, obviously, because it kills everything. Like you can see here, nothing sustains. So it is not super shade friendly. So we left the kids in the car. I walked out here. There were lots of kids on the trail, but it's going to be a lot longer of a journey for you if you bring the kids. So we just decided to divide up so I could come out and see it because it was something on my list. Patrick was kind of take it or leave it. He was like, it's cool, but not if it's hot and I'm chasing kids. So it was worth it, but just be aware the terrain is pretty rough and it's warm, especially if the steam is blowing in your direction. Wear hiking shoes.
So we're at Norris Geyser, is that right?
Norris,
I'm sorry. Norris Geyser Basin. Another great stop, but we do have some advice here. This looks to be a very popular spot. So, tip for you, we ended up thinking we'd be cool and wait in the traffic to go up to the main parking lot, even though there was parking off to the side. And there's a trail, which I didn't see. So after waiting in traffic for about 10 minutes, we turn around, parked down on the side. All right, now we're making our way to this geyser basin, beating the hundreds, and I mean hundreds of cars to the trip.
Okay, so Vivian and I were reading and we learned that there is a volcano under here, a giant volcano. It is the Yellowstone volcano. So the water hits all the rock heated by the volcano, and of course it causes it to boil over, and voila! Right, Vivi? She's fascinated.
So we're winning at parenting right now. Winning. Behind us is Roaring Mountain. Everyone in the car is hungry. It's 2:30, our kids are tired, so they're watching tablets. And instead of making them get out again and see another geyser and another mountain, we thought we would just park the car. And here we are with a beautiful view, wanting to tell you all about our great day and the cool things we're learning about this place.
Okay, so this is another hydrothermal feature of the supervolcano under Yellowstone. It is amazing. So you can see, if you look closely, there's like some steam coming out of those little vents. This is called Roaring Mountain, and that steam is actually water that hits the rock that is so hot that it steams before it even leaves the earth. And it just hisses and roars. You can't hear it because of the cars.
Yeah, so within the national park here, you've got 4 different kind of major site areas. We're close to Mammoth Springs.
Yes.
Mammoth Springs. But within there, you have like a little mini village of just restaurants, a place to eat. So I was like, we're gonna stop at Terrace Grill, get some what they call fast foods and ice cream.
All right, we're going down to the base of the canyon. Vivi wants to climb on everything. But she's the climber. It's just me and Vivi. One of the things we have learned about travel is that your first trip is all about getting the lay of the land. When trying to plan, it's impossible to know what to expect until you get there. We watched videos and did research, but nothing could have prepared us for how incredible Yellowstone was. Now that we've been, we can't wait to go back and experience even more. The serendipity of national parks is the lack of cell phone service. It's so nice to be unavailable to the world and available to the experience.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit the like button, smash it down with a thumb, and hit the subscribe button as well, so more videos like this will pop up in your feed. We look forward to providing great content and having you enjoy the journey with us.